'Twas the Fight Before Christmas by Mary C. Ginn. 'Twas the fight before Christmas when all through the house the tension was rising 'tween in-laws and spouse. Expecting the onslaught, she shopped, wrapped, and baked. Mom verged on exhaustion, her back cramped and ached. This year will be perfect, determined she vowed. Then she lined up her brood and she ordered aloud. Now listen up, kids. Clean your ears so you'll hear it. Stop all your whining and get into the spirit. Their kinfolk were traveling from locals afar to watch little Jen as she held up the star. Jeremiah as drummer and Jimmy as goat, and the rest of the Rugrats played heavenly host. The pastor who cast them, though 'twas said he was braver, didn't trust baby Paul to portray the sweet Savior. Now the eve of the holiday pageant had come. The mock angels fluttered and the wee drummer drummed and drummed, and he drummed until Mom thought she'd throttle that dear little drummer or go drown in a bottle. Their halos cocked sure, they were ready to go. Aunt Tessie glanced out. "Ooh, it's starting to snow!" So back to the closet for 22 boots, while Gramps sneaked to the sideboard for a couple of snoots. Dad paced with impatience, beating tracks on the floor. Julie rushed from the house, clipping one wing in the door. Mama on Roundup was prodding the herd. Julie wailed with dismay, "I'll look like a nerd!" Loading 4 vans full, they skidded to church, sideswiped 2 carolers, came to rest with a lurch, and disgorged the uncles, the cousins and aunties, the angels and livestock, 3 wise men and granny. When all were assembled, they commanded 3 pews. Freckled shepherds processed and proclaimed the good news. Mama leaned on Dad's shoulder, her stamina tested. On the other, the video camera rested. Training its lens on his offspring with pride, disgruntled he found there was no tape inside. He cursed much too loud for his present location. His pious Aunt Phoebe prayed for his salvation. Granny sighed disappointment. What a shame. Mama glared at her husband, volleyed bullets of blame. Dad was soundly upbraided by a clan 'twas adjacent. Poor pastor feared rightly that Bruja was nascent. The man behind bellowed, "Sit down in the front!" Dad howled, "Go to blazes, you overgrown punk!" How the threats escalated, I haven't a hunch, and no one remembers who threw the first punch. But the fray that ensued was a mother of all, right up to the altar round the heavenly stall. Fur and feathers were flying, taunts rang through the air. There was gnashing of teeth and pulling of hair. The peace of nativity wrenched by the roar. The manger upsot, Dolly rolled across the floor. The choir tried vainly to scream out the lines of the old-fashioned favorite, the tie that binds. Soon the kids took their cue from their fathers and mothers, and the air became littered with the straw and the fodder. Young oxen were kicking, little donkeys were braying, the shepherd's rod snapped, and poor pastor was praying. Once innocent angels from heaven were falling, and even wee drummer was biting and brawling. The candlesticks tottered, the altar was battered, the tree lying prone, pastor's vestments were tattered. Then, sweet one-winged Julie, fearing huge conflagration, was sparked by the blaze of divine inspiration. She gathered up all the cherubs, I'm told, and began tearing one wing from each little shoulder. When the dust finally settled, only one light remained, a lone Christmas candle whose heavenly flame bathed the children in golden, with arms round each other, turning angels with black eyes into sisters and brothers. Their timorous voices sang out Silent Night, overpowering the fracas and ending the fight. So this story of angels with singleton wings, who like the blessed infant humbled powerful kings, taught a lesson of love to the grown-ups that night. Only bearing each other up can we take flight. And the pastor blessed all, waved them home with relief. Merry Christmas, go home, and may God grant you peace. "'Twas the fight before Christmas, when all through the house the It's a funny poem. Sorry, there you go. Why do all the again? Again now suddenly I got the
You
giggles.
get the giggles.
Giggles! It was the fight before Christmas, eh? Sorry. That's what I should do, is do it in my Scottish accent. It was a fight before Christmas. Went all through the house. Sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Again.
Again.
Again with the poem.
Again with the poem.
With the tie and the poem and the choking.
And the candles.
Candles. Sweet. Alright.